Hey, what's going on YouTube? '05 Chrysler 300 here, 5.7 Hemi. I was having issues with the oil leak, massive oil leak. When I turned it on, it was fine. When I turned it off, that's when it started gushing out. What I did first, I started out with the simple things like the oil, because it looked like it was coming from the oil filter. So I took the oil filter and I replaced the oil filter, and I thought it was the ring, so I cleaned it off, took some sandpaper to it and cleaned off where the housing goes, and that didn't work. So a couple days later, same thing. So it has the oil temperature sender, and I took that off and I cleaned it off and I put Teflon tape on it, and said okay. For a little while it wasn't leaking. So then later on, maybe 2-3 days later, same thing happened. You can see that's the alternator right there, and this cable right here, let me see if I can get closer. This cable is the sensor that's attached to the oil temperature sensor. So I ended up, as I said, I tried the oil filter first, the oil temperature sensor, and then now the oil temperature sensor. Here's the old oil temperature sensor. It's full of oil and stuff. I guess what it was doing, it was leaking. All it is that there's a little hole where that goes, and yeah, I guess it was gushing out oil from there when it was turned off. Most people recommend to go with the Mopar part. They say because the aftermarket breaks down or whatever. Maybe that's true, I don't know. We'll check it out. I mean, I went with this for now. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do if you don't have enough money for the bigger parts, better parts. But it does call for the sensor does call for a 1 1/16 socket. I don't have a 1 1/16 socket. I was gonna go buy one, but I didn't want to dish out the money, and I try to innovate. So for all of you guys that don't have the 1 1/16, this is what I use. This is for the axle nuts, but it's a 29 millimeter. Just be careful. I mean, it is kind of big, but it is a 6-point, so it did work. I was able to take it off and put it back on, firmly tight on there. Slowly, don't take your time, don't hulk yourself in there and break the sensor, because then you'll get into deeper stuff. So what you do to put it on is you take off your belt. What I did was take off my belt, and I had to unscrew the alternator, which has one top bolt. I thought it just had two, but it doesn't. It has three, one top and then two on the bottom. So you take off your belt, and then if you're lucky, you can stick your hand in there and disconnect it, and maybe you'll have enough room to play. But if you don't, just go ahead and take off the alternator. Don't take it off completely. Just pull it back. Just unscrew it and pull it back, and you'll have enough room there to disconnect it and take it off and clean it up and just put it back. And it's not hard. It's just a little bit time consuming. It took me about maybe 40 to 45 minutes to do it. Maybe an hour if I wasn't looking, I think. I know it's a stupid sensor, and you say, oh, it fucking should have took you like 20 minutes, but with all the stuff in the way, and me being that it's the first time I did it, took me that while, so doesn't matter. I learned something today, and hopefully I can help you guys do this, and hopefully this will solve your oil leak problem. I've seen a couple videos where they go into details, so you might want to look at those, but this is just a quick tutorial on what it did. I mean, I'm sorry that I didn't get the video where I was doing it. I was just too busy doing it, and I didn't want to get grease on the camera on my phone. So that's the alternator. Like I said, one bolt on top, two bolts, 15 millimeter for the bolts on the alternator, and then like I said, it's 1 1/16 for the socket if you have the 1 1/16. But like I said, I used my 29 millimeter and it worked fine. So that helped you guys. I hope it works, because it worked for me. It's not leaking anymore, and it's a pain in the ass. Fucking oil leaks are just pains in the ass. just pissed me off, because this thing, you know, it's a Hemi, and it just fucking, and it doesn't take no fucking cheap oil either. So, you know, it's 6 quarts and it's gushing out the oil. So, you know, hopefully this helps, and you know, comment below if you like the video. If not, oh well, you know, hey, I tried my best helping you guys out. So, all right, peace out, signing off.